Welcome to Easy Learning. Today we see about the 10th standard 3rd unit supplementary reader the story of Mulan. We know one animal in the Mulan's name and also we know one movie name. Okay. Here the Mulan is a girl, is a teenage girl. We hear about the Akbar Birbal stories, Kannada Raman stories. Today, likewise, we see about our Mulan stories. Mulan is a teenage girl, 15 to 18 years old. He showed her braveness, her sacrifice to her country. She lived in China and she used her strength, her braveness, her effort to her country, and she proved that ladies also, women also for work for our nation, fought for our nation. She proves in the story. Let's move on to the story. Many years ago, China was in the middle of the Great War. The emperor said that one man from each Chinese family must leave his family to join the army. Mulan, a teenage girl who lived in a faraway village of China, heard the news when she was outside washing the cloth. Our Mulan is a teenage girl. She lived in China. China was ruled by emperor. Emperor means king. On that time, China facing a big problem was the war. So our king ordered to the Chinese people, each one from his family, want to join from the army, Chinese army. So our Mulan heard the news when she was in the outside of the house washing her cloth. What did she do? She ran fast to her father and tell about the news. Let's continue the lesson. Mulan ran into the house. Her father was sitting in a chair carving a piece of wood. Father, she said, did you hear what the emperor say? Each family must do. Our Mulan ran fast, hurry fast, and ran into the house and said, her father, at that time, father was sitting on the chair and cutting some wood pieces. Her father was a old person and she was very sick in her health too. He cut some wood for her business. On that time, our Mulan ran into the father and tell about that. Did you hear about the news? She asked her father. What did her father say? Let continue. Yes, said her old father. I heard about it in town. Well, I may as well go back up. He puts down his carving, stood up and walked very slowly to his room. Our father said, Mulan father said, yes, I know already in the town itself. I want to go. So I packed my dresses, he said. But our mullah not wished to send her father to the army because his father was very old and he was sick too. Then what did he do? Wait, said Mullah. Father, have not been able well. If may so, why your age must you keep up with all these young men? Our Mullah thought that our father not to be like our other young man, so he won't not allow her father to go for the army. What else can be done? Said the father. Your brother is a child, he cannot go. But father said that if I am not able to go. Your brother is a two little boy. He's a children. How did he go? You are a woman. So I want to move. In this Mulan family, they have only three members: Mulan, his brother, and father. So his father want to go for the army because it is a king order. Compulsory each one from his family come to join from the army. This is the king's order. So Mulan father want to go for the army. How they handle the situation? Let's continue. Of course, that's true, said Mulan. He's too little, but I have an idea. Poured her father a cup of tea, handed to him. Father, have some tea, please, for a minute. I will be right back. However, Mulan had a incomparable decision. Now he take one decision and said her father, please wait for few minutes. I have one idea. I will come in few minutes. Other than that, you had some tea. She gave her tea and she went to the room for an idea. Mulla went into the room with a sword and she cut on her long black hair and put on father's robe. Going back her father's, Mulan said, "Look at me, I am your son now. I will go in your place. I will do my part for a China." Mulan take the decision that he want to participate in the army. But Mulan is a woman, so he want to change her identity. So he went to her room and cut her black long hair in a sword. Sword means a knife. And wear his father's robe. Robe means a dress. Wear his father's dress and come back as a man. And he was just to look like a man and tell her father, "Now I am your son. I go for the army and I give my part to the China." She said boldly. But no, my daughter, said the old man, "you cannot do this." But her father not accept this because he know when anyone find that Mulan is a woman, they will punish her. They will kill her. So our father afraid to send our daughter to the army. But our Mulan was strong in her decision. Let's continue. "Father, listen it please," said Mulan. "For years you have trained me kung fu. You showed me how to use the sword." Mulan swung the sword and back and forth with might. Mulan's father teach Mulan here kung fu and also how to use the sword. Mulan knew the fight very well, but the only problem is Mulan is a girl. But he changed her identity. Now he looked like a complete man and he has all qualities to join in the army. "Only so that you could stay safe," said her father. "I never meant for you to go to war. If they find out you are a woman, you know as well as I do that you will die." Woman, Mulan's father was afraid that anyone find you, they will kill you. So she not wish to send Mulan. But our Mulan not wish to send her father. So she readied and joined the army. "No one will find our father," said Mulan. She picked up her sword. Mulan said confidently, "No one will find me." And she picked her sword. Mulan said the father. He tried to get up, but hand to hold on his chair. Mulan father tried Mulan to stop, not allowed her to go, but was unable to stop our Mulan because our Mulan was too strong and confident to give her part to China. The daughter kissed him goodbye. "I am love you." "Father," she said, "take care of yourself. Tell my brother I said goodbye." She climbed on family horse and off she went to join the emperor army. Now our Mulan say goodbye to the family, her father and also her brother, and climb up in the family horse and went for the journey to give her part to the Chinese army. Next half of the part, how he prove when she joined the army, how she proves herself. Let's continue. In the army, Mulan proved to be a brave soldier in that time. She puts in the change of the other soldiers. Her battle went so well that she put in the charge of more soldiers. Her battle kept on going well. After a few years, Mulan was given the top of the job. She would be a general of the entire army. Mulan gave her part very confident and no one identified him. She is a woman. She handled every man and she battled very well, and after few years she will be the head of the entire army. So he became a general of the entire army. No one identified her. Not long after, the very bad fever swept through the army. Many soldiers were sick, and Mulan, the general of the army, became sick too. At that time, every soldier was affected of the bad fever. Our Mulan, the general of the army, also affected of the fever. When the doctor come out, Mulan tent, he know the truth. Doctor come to check their soldiers on the time. Every soldiers can know the truth that general is a woman. Then what happened? We'll continue. General is a woman, healed the soldier. How can this be? Some called out, she tricked us and we will not fight for a woman. They said, punish her, make her pay the cost of her to die. But other called out in voice just loud with Mulan. With Mulan, we win every battle. They said, stay away from our general. Some of them opposes the Mulan because they not wish to fight under the control of the woman. They think that Mulan would cheat them, so they try to kill her. They try to take revenge. But some of them support that we win every battle on the control of the Mulan. So some people supported. Some soldier against the Mulan, some soldiers support the Mulan. On that time, just then a soldier ran up everyone. He called out, a surprise attack is coming. On that time, a soldier came and said that a surprise attack coming toward the team. Then what did they do? Mulan heard this. From the inside her tent, she got a dress and went outside. She was not yet strong, but stood tall. She told the soldier where they must go to hide so they could attack when the enemy came. But they must get there fast. The soldiers, even those who did not like their general as a woman, could tell that Mulan knew what she was talking about. But first, the Mulan heard the news that surprise attack is coming. Mulan, get ready for the attack. But some soldiers are not ready to fight again, fight under the Mulan's army. After some arguments, they get ready and they follow the instruction of the Mulan. They hide in their place and attack the enemy. It worked. The battle was won. It was such a big victory that when enemies gave up at last, the war was over and the China was saved. You can be sure that after that last battle, no one cared anymore that Mulan was a woman. At last, the war was ended. Then the battle, our Chinese team was win. So everyone accepted that Mulan as a general. But at last our emperor, the king want to also accept it and king also give forgiveness to our Mulan. If a king accept the Mulan or not, that continue the lesson. The emperor was so glad that Mulan had entered the long war. He set aside the rule about the being a woman. Mulan, stay with me in the palace. He said, someone as smart as you would be a fine royal advisor. But our king was very smart. He not punished our Mulan. She gave a reward to our Mulan. She appreciated Mulan's work because she entered the long war and also she gave a job opportunity that she be a royal advisor in his kingdom. What did Mulan do? Mulan bowed deeply. You are too kind, sir, she said. But if you please, what I wish most is return home to my family. But our Mulan said slowly, respectfully to the king, I thank you for that opportunity, but she wishes only to return her home, not for the continue the job. Then at last, this fine gift, said the emperor. So everyone at your home and the village will know how much the emperor of China think of you. At last, our king used some gift to the Mulan for her sacrifices for her womb. Mulan returned to her village with 6 fine horses and 6 swords. Everyone cheered with she was safe. The person who had saved China was their very own Mulan. At last, Mulan returned to her own village with the king's gift. What is the king gift? A fine 6 horse and 6 sword. Everyone in the village appreciated our Mulan and her braveness. And he also and they were happy that our Mulan saved the China from the war. That's the end of the lesson. In the story, we read about the Mulan braveness. Mulan sacrifices her for her nation. That's the concept of the story. If a Mulan is a woman, she also give her part to her nation. That's the concept of the story. ஆண்களால் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் பெண்களாலேயும் அவங்களுடைய பங்களிப்பை நாட்டுக்காக தர முடியும் அப்படின்றது தான் இந்த ஸ்டோரியுடைய முழுமையான கான்செப்ட். பெண்களையும் சண்டை போட முடியும் அப்படின்றத இவங்க வந்து நிரூபிச்சிருக்காங்க. ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஏற்றுக்காத ஆண்கள் கூட அதுக்கப்புறமா அவங்களால தான் இந்த வார் ஜெயிச்சுதுன்றதுனால கடைசியாக ஏற்றுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு பரிசும் பாராட்டும் கிடச்சிது அப்படின்றது தான் இந்த ஸ்டோரியோட கதை. ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், இதுக்கு அடுத்தடுத்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு வேணும்னா நம்ம சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ண மறக்காதீங்க. தேங்க்யூ டு ஆல்.